I watched my husband, Jack Harlan, kiss his mistress full in the mouth that night in the alley behind our brownstone, his hands sliding up her skirt like he owned every inch of her, and by God, in that moment, he did. It wasn't the kiss that gutted me. It was the way he whispered, "I love you," into her ear afterward. The same 3 words he'd murmured to me on our wedding day under a Carolina sky thick with magnolias, back when we were young and stupid and believed in forever. But forever's a lie peddled by Hallmark cards and bad country songs. And I'd just bought the last ticket to that show. I'd followed him from our Upper West Side apartment, the one with the exposed brick and the king-sized bed where we'd made 2 kids and a million empty promises. 11 years of marriage. And here I was, Sarah Harlan, 35 and fraying at the edges, crouched behind a dumpster that smelled like regret and yesterday's ramen. My phone was clutched in my fist. The Uber app still open from the ride over. Because even spies need a getaway plan in this city. Jack thought I was at book club, sipping Chardonnay and dissecting the latest Gillian Flynn novel. Ironic. That, since Gone Girl, was basically my autobiography minus the cool Amy Dunn revenge arc. But tonight, I wasn't reading about betrayal. I was living it. The alley was narrow, the kind where rats threw parties and the walls held echoes like guilty secrets. Jack pulled back from her. Lila Voss, 28, all legs and Lululemon, the junior associate at his law firm who'd climbed the ladder on her back and his ambition. She laughed, low and throaty, the sound slicing through me like a switchblade. "What about Sarah?" she asked, her voice honeyed poison. Jack shrugged, that casual dismissal he reserved for bad investments or overdue bills. "She's clueless. Always has been. Tonight's our night, Le Cirque. 8 sharp." I booked the corner booth.
Le Cirque.
The name hit me like a sucker punch. We'd celebrated our anniversary there last year, toasting with $1,000 champagne while the kids FaceTimed from the sitters. Now he was taking her. My blood turned to battery acid, fizzing through my veins. I should have stormed out, slapped him across his smug face in front of God and every pigeon in Manhattan. But no, that was the old Sarah, the one who baked casseroles and forgave too quick. This Sarah? She smiled into the dark, already plotting. If Jack wanted romance, I'd give him a front row seat to the apocalypse. I slipped away before they spotted me, heart hammering like a jackrabbit on meth. Back in the Uber, the city blurred past, neon signs for halal carts, cabs honking like angry geese. The endless grind of New York that promised reinvention if you could just stomach the filth. I pulled up OpenTable on my phone, fingers flying. Corner booth at Le Cirque? Reserved under Harlan? Not anymore. I booked the table right beside it. Intimate. 4 top. Perfect for an audience of 1. Or maybe 2. If I played my cards right. By the time I keyed into our apartment, the scent of his cologne still lingered on the couch where he'd gotten ready. I poured myself a glass of the Merlot we'd saved for special occasions and raised it to the empty room. To new beginnings, I toasted. And to the end of yours. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin, replaying the alley scene on loop. Jack had always been the charmer, the golden boy from Raleigh who talked his way into Columbia Law on a partial scholarship and then into my heart with a grin that could melt steel. We met at a frat party my junior year, me, the poli-sci major with dreams of changing the world, him, the slick southerner who promised to fund it. "You're my ride or die, Sarah," he'd said, sealing it with a kiss that tasted like cheap beer and possibility. We built a life, the brownstone bought on his first big settlement. Twins Emma and Noah born 2 years in. My freelance editing gig that paid the bills when his cases tanked. But cracks had formed early, late nights at the office. Whispers about stress relief, the way he'd gaslight me into thinking I was paranoid. Paranoid? Try prophetic. Last month, I'd found the hotel receipts in his golf bag, 4 nights at the plaza. Charged to the firm card. When I confronted him, he spun it like a pro. Client dinners.
Babe.
You know how it is. I swallowed it. Because what choice did I have? The kids adore him. And divorce in this economy was a death sentence for the little guy. But the alley? That was the detonator. And the bomb I'd been carrying? It wasn't just an affair. It was deeper. Uglier. A secret I'd buried so deep it festered like an untreated wound. 11 years ago, right after the twins were born, Jack's firm was on the ropes. A botched merger case. Millions in play. And he'd cut corners, falsified documents, bribed a witness. The works. When the feds came knocking, it was me who took the fall. Sign this. Sarah, he'd begged, eyes wet with that fake sincerity. Plea deal, misdemeanor fraud. Community service. I'll handle the rest. I did it for us. For the family we were building. 6 months probation. A record that killed my grad school dreams. All while he rode the wave to partner. I never told a soul. Not even my sister. It was our dirty little pact. Sealed with a nursery rhyme lullaby to the sleeping babies. Now, that pact was ash. As dawn crept in, painting the skyline in bruised purples, I slipped out of bed and into the kitchen. Jack snored softly down the hall, oblivious. I brewed coffee, his favorite, Ethiopian roast, and stared at the mug, wondering how much cyanide it'd take to end it all. Not enough. I decided. Death was too merciful. No. My revenge would be surgical, public, humiliating. A slow bleed that left scars no concealer could hide. Loose cirque was step 1. But steps 2 through 10? They'd unravel everything, his career, his lies, the empire built on my silence. By noon, the kids were off to school, Jack to the office with a perfunctory kiss on my cheek. Big meeting tonight, he lied, smooth as silk. I nodded, playing the dutiful wife, then locked the bathroom door and sobbed until my ribs ached. Not for him, for me, for the girl I'd been, the one who believed love was a shield, not a sword. When I emerged, makeup flawless, I was reborn. Sarah Harlan, editor of Forgotten Manuscripts?
Nah.
Sarah Harlan, architect of downfalls. I spent the afternoon prepping a slinky red dress from the back of the closet, the one that made Jack's eyes linger back when he bothered to look. Heels that clicked like gunfire on marble. And in my clutch, a USB drive with emails I'd hacked from his laptop last week, proof of the bribes, the affair, the double life. Not enough for the cops yet, but plenty to light a match. At 6, I texted my best friend,
Mia,
the one who'd suspected all along. Dinner at Le Cirque. Wear black. Bring popcorn. She replied instantly, bitch.
Yes.
This is why we're soul sisters. As I stepped into the elevator, the building's doorman tipped his hat. Looking sharp, Mrs. Harlan. I smiled, all teeth. Call me Sarah.
And tonight?
It's showtime. The cab ride downtown was a blur of honking taxis and street vendors hawking knockoff purses. Times Square loomed, garish and indifferent, a monument to excess. Le Cirque sat tucked into the Bloomberg Tower. All crystal chandeliers and velvet ropes. The kind of place where deals were sealed over foie gras and deals on souls. Valet took my keys with a wink. I glided through the doors like I owned the joint. The hostess, a willowy brunette with a French accent thicker than brie.
Checked her tablet.
Harlan party. I nodded. And she led me to the corner, table 12, velvet banquette. Camelot intimacy. To my right, table 11, empty. Reserved for the lovebirds.
Perfect.
I settled in, ordered a martini dirty extra olives, and waited, the ice clinking like tiny guillotines. 7:30. They arrived. Jack first, in his Armani suit, scanning the room like a hawk. Then Lila, on his arm, blonde waves cascading, that red sheath dress screaming mistake. He didn't see me at first, too busy nuzzling her neck as the hostess seated them. But when he did, his face drained of color. Fork midway to his mouth with the amuse-bouche. Sarah, he choked, the word half-strangled. I raised my glass, eyes locked on his. Fancy meeting you here, darling. Mind if I join the fun? Jack's fork clattered against the porcelain. The sound swallowed by the murmur of Manhattan's elite, hedge fund bros sealing mergers. Socialites dissecting Botox fails over escargot. Lila's eyes darted between us, confusion knitting her Botox-smooth brow. Jack, who's this? He swallowed hard, Adam's apple bobbing like a man on the gallows. This is Sarah, my wife. Her laugh was a brittle thing, forced through painted lips.
Wife.
You said you were divorced. The accusation hung there, sharp as the steak knife beside her napkin. I sipped my martini, letting the gin bloom cold and bitter on my tongue.
Oh.
Honey, he's many things.
But divorced?
That's a new one. The table beside ours felt like a stage, spotlit by my rage. The other diners oblivious or too polite to stare.
Yet.
Jack leaned forward, his voice a hiss across the divide. What the hell are you doing here? Sarah, this is private. Private. I echoed, arching a brow. Like the plaza receipts? Or the client dinners that smelled like Chanel No. 5. I slid the USB drive across the white tablecloth like a poker chip, letting it spin to a stop between our waters. Or maybe like the witness you paid off in that murder case, the one I confessed to so you could play White Knight? Lila's hand flew to her mouth. But Jack? He recovered quick, that lawyer's mask snapping into place. You're drunk. Or delusional. Go home.
Sarah.
The kids need you. The kids. Always the kids. His human shields. Emma with her soccer dreams. Noah with his dinosaur obsession. Innocence in our war. But, tonight, they were my armor too. The kids need a father who doesn't fuck his associate while mommy clips coupons. But hey, pass the bread basket. This show's just starting. Mia arrived then, gliding in like a panther in stilettos, her Puerto Rican firecracker energy cutting the tension like a machete. Sorry I'm late.
Chica.
Traffic's a bitch. She air-kissed my cheeks, then turned to the happy couple with a grin that promised pain. Jack Harlan. Long time. Lila. Right? We met at the firm holiday party. You were hanging off his arm like tinsel. Lila flushed crimson. But Jack was already waving the waiter over, his charm offensive in full swing. Champagne for the table. Let's not make a scene. Bottles popped. Flutes filled, Veuve cliquot. Because nothing says, sorry I ruined your life, like bubbles. We toasted awkwardly, the clink echoing my fracturing resolve. Conversation stuttered, small talk about the twin school play, the weather, unseasonably warm for October, Lila's promotion that reeked of nepotism. But under it all simmered the real dialogue, the warning glances and gritted teeth. Jack's foot nudged mine under the table. A silent plea, drop it. I pressed back, heel grinding into his instep until he winced. As appetizers arrived, oysters on the half-shell, glistening like forbidden fruit, I decided to twist the knife. Remember our first date? Jack, that dive in Hell's Kitchen. You spilling red wine on my lap and laughing like it was the end of the world. My voice was light, nostalgic, but my eyes were daggers. You promised you'd never hurt me. Funny how promises age like milk. He shifted, the oyster slipping from his fork. Sarah.
Please.
Not here. Why not? Afraid of an audience. I gestured to the room, where a few heads had turned, curious, judgmental. This city's built on spectacle. Wall Street crashes. Politicians tweet their dicks. Why not a little marital Armageddon over foie gras? Lila, sensing blood,
Leaned in.
Jack told me everything.
How you're distant.
Always working late. Neglecting him. Her words were a slap. But I laughed, genuine.
Got deep.
The kind that startles waitstaff. Distant? That's rich. Try covering his ass when the SEC came calling. I hadn't meant to say it aloud. But the gin loosened my tongue. And the dam cracked. Jack's face went ashen, the color leaching out like ink in water. Sarah. Stop. His whisper was desperate now, eyes flicking to the exits.
But Mia?
She pounced.
Sick?
As in, the fraud thing? Spill. Girl. Born in the Bronx to a cop dad. Mia had no patience for bullshit. She'd been my ride or die since college. The one who dragged me to spin class after the twins and whispered leave his ass over margaritas. I hesitated, the weight of that old secret pressing like a stone in my chest. 11 years buried. And for what? A man who'd trade me for a tighter skirt? Fine, I said, voice steady. Jack's firm tanked a deal, falsified reports.
Payoffs.
When it blew up, he begged me to take the plea. Misdemeanor,
He said.
probation. I'd walk free. I met Lila's wide eyes. I did it for him. For us. Signed away my future, so he could build his. The table fell silent, save for the distant clatter of silverware. Lila recoiled, staring at Jack like he'd sprouted horns.
You.
Used her? He slammed his napkin down. It was a team effort. She knew the risks. Risks.
I shot back.
Voice rising. A nearby couple paused mid-bite, forks hovering. I lost everything grad school. My name clean. You got partner. And now this. I waved at her. At him. Gratitude looks a lot like lipstick on your collar. Jack's jaw clenched, that southern drawl thickening with fury. You think you're the victim? I've carried this family, bills, braces, that goddamn private school tuition you insisted on. One mistake. And you play martyr? One mistake. Mia snorted. Try a decade of dick moves. Lila stood abruptly, chair scraping like nails on chalkboard. I'm out. This is fucked. She grabbed her clutch, heels clicking toward the door, but Jack caught her wrist, gentle. Possessive. Wait, baby. Let me explain. Baby. The word was a grenade. I surged up, wine sloshing over the rim of my glass. Baby? That's what you call the woman destroying your family. My voice cracked the room's hum. Heads turned fully now. Phones subtly angling for the drama. Security, Jack muttered, but the waiter was already hovering. Uncertain. I laughed again. Wilder this time. Call them. Tell them your wife's causing a scene. Tell them how you framed her for your crimes. Fucked your way to the top. Then cry poor when she wants her due. He released Lila, rounding on me. You want due?
Fine.
Sign the papers tomorrow. I'll give you the house.
Alimony.
Just shut the fuck up. The offer hung there, tempting as siren song. The house. The security. A clean break. But clean? Nothing about us was clean. No, I said softly.
Deadly.
I want the truth. All of it. Starting with why you really chose Le Cirque tonight. His eyes flickered. Guilt? Fear? What? Corner booth. Anniversary spot. Coincidence. I leaned in, voice a whisper for him alone. Or, did you want to rub it in? Make sure I found out. Lila hovered. Torn. But Jack waved her off.
Go.
I'll call you. She fled, leaving a wake of perfume and pity. Alone now. The air thickened. Jack slumped. The golden boy cracked. Sarah. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Tears pricked, but I blinked them back. No weakness tonight. He rubbed his temples, the weight of years etching lines I'd ignored. The merger case. It wasn't just bribes. There was more. Embezzlement. From the firm. If it comes out, it will, I cut in. Unless you confess. Tomorrow. To the partners. To the feds. His laugh was hollow. Blackmail? That's low. Even for you. Low? You wrote the playbook. I gathered my things. The USB glinting like a talisman. Enjoy the check.
Jack.
It's on me. As I walked out, the restaurant's eyes burned into my back. Mia linked arms with me, whispering, proud of you. Humana. Outside. The night air hit like a slap, crisp, alive with possibility. But as I hailed a cab, my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. You think that's the end? Dig deeper. Sarah. He's not done with you. My blood chilled. Who? Lila? Or someone who'd been watching longer than I knew? The cab splashed through midtown puddles. Rain sheeting the windows like tears I refused to shed. Mia chattered beside me, something about key lime pie and karmic justice, but her words blurred into white noise. That text gnawed at me, anonymous and barbed, a hook in my gut. Dig deeper. As if I hadn't already scraped the barrel of Jack's soul. Drop me at my place first, I told the driver, rerouting to Mia's walk-up in Chelsea. She protested. Crash with me? We'll binge true crime and trash talk that prick, but I needed solitude. The kind that let plans fester. Kissing her goodbye. I promise coffee tomorrow. And details, she added, wagging a finger. All the gory ones. My brownstone loomed dark when I arrived. The doorman nodding sleepily. Upstairs. The apartment was a tomb, toys scattered like landmines. Jack's briefcase abandoned by the door. I toed off my heels, poured a nightcap, bourbon neat, the bottle he'd hidden in the study, and sank onto the couch. The USB burned in my palm.
Plug it in?
Or let it simmer. Bait for whatever came next? Sleep dodged me, chased by replays of Le Cirque, Jack's pallor, Lila's flight, the whispers rippling outward. By 3 a.m., I was at his laptop. Password cracked with his birthday pathetic. Emails first, dozens to Lila. Pet names and pillow talk that curdled my stomach. Miss you already.
Kitten. Christ.
Then the firm files. The merger docs. Redacted but damning. Timestamps linking payoffs to offshore accounts. But the text nagged. I googled it, burner apps. Easy traces if you knew where to look. Instead, I texted back. Who is this? No reply. Dawn broke gray and sodden. Rain lashing the panes. The kids' alarm blared, cartoons and chaos, and I played mom on autopilot. Pancakes flipped. Lunches packed. Braids tied. Emma chattered about school. Noah clung with sticky fingers. Where's Daddy? She asked. Syrup on her chin. Working late.
Bug.
Lie number 1 of the day. Jack texted at 7. We need to talk. Kids at school? I replied. Kitchen.
Now.
He arrived disheveled, stubble shadowing his jaw. Tie askew like a man who'd wrestled ghosts. Sarah. Last night. Save it. I shoved coffee at him. Black as my mood. Confess.
Today.
Or the USB goes to the DA. His eyes narrowed. That cunning glint surfacing. And the kids? You want them dragged through scandal? Front page post. Lawyer's wife spills secrets. Try husband frames wife. Affairs exposed. I crossed arms. Channeling steel. Your mess. Your cleanup. He paced. The floorboards creaking under wingtips. It's not that simple. The embezzlement? Partners involved. Big names, senators. CEOs. You light that fuse. It blows back on all of us.
Us.
Still us. After everything. Not my problem. You made it mine 11 years ago. He stopped. Close enough I smelled his aftershave, sandalwood and betrayal. I did it for you. For this. He gestured to the room. The life we'd mortgaged. Without that plea, we'd have lost everything. Liar. The word escaped soft, but it landed hard. You did it for you. Power. The rush. His hand shot out not a slap, but a grab for the USB on the counter. I snatched it first, backing away. Touch me, and it's over. Tension crackled, electric as a storm. Then his phone buzzed. Lila. No doubt. He ignored it, softening his tone. Okay. Let's negotiate. House. Full custody. $1 million in the bank. You walk clean. Tempting.
God.
So tempting. But the text echoed. Dig deeper. What's the catch? Jack? Why Le Cirque? Why now? He hesitated. Fraction too long. Anniversary. Thought it'd be. Poetic. Bullshit. I saw it then, the flicker. The lie behind the lie. You're meeting someone else tonight. Covering tracks. His laugh was sharp. Paranoid much? Fine. Believe what you want. But hurt me. You hurt them. He jerked his chin toward the kids' photos on the fridge. The door slammed behind him, leaving silence thick as fog. I dropped the kids at school, kisses blown through the minivan window, then drove to Mia's coffee shop haunt. A hole in the wall on Amsterdam with baristas who knew your order and your sins. She was there, nursing an espresso, scrolling TMZ for dirt. Heroes welcome. She hugged me fierce.
Spill.
Over lattes. I unloaded. The confrontation. The offer. The text. Mia's eyes widened. Stalker? Or ally?
Either way, ghost that shit.
Focus on the win. But wins felt hollow. What if he's right? The blowback. Fuck him. You took the fall once. Not again. She squeezed my hand. What's the play? Confession. Public. I pulled out my phone, drafting an email to his partners, anonymous. Attached files. Fingers hovered over send. My phone vibrated, unknown.
Check his email.
Sent folder. Last week. Heart slamming. I logged in, shared account. Idiot. There. Drafts. Unsent.
To me.
Sarah, if you ever read this, forgive me. It's bigger than us. Protect the kids. Love.
J.
Attached, a video. Shaky cam. Jack in a warehouse. Brooklyn grit. Facing a man in shadows, suited. Masked. The money's safe, Jack says. But she knows. The wife. The man laughs.
Cold.
Then tie up loose ends. Or we do.
Click. End.
Mia whistled low. Holy shit. Extortion.
Deeper.
Always deeper. Jack wasn't just cheating, he was drowning, pulling me under. Rain pounded harder outside, mirroring the storm in my chest. Ally or threat? The texter knew too much. I replied, warehouse?
When?
Dots danced. Tonight. Be smart. Or don't.
Choice time.
Send the email. Burn it all. Or play detective. Risk the abyss? I chose the dark.
Mia.
Cover for me with the kids. Picking them up later. Her nod was grim. Be safe. Sarah. Heroes die in the rain. Brooklyn swallowed me whole, warehouses hulking like forgotten gods. The East River a black ribbon under sodium lights. I parked blocks away. Trench coat hood up. Heels swapped for sneakers. The address from the video, a derelict spot off Flushing Avenue. Graffiti tagged and reeking of rust.
Inside.
Echoes bounced footsteps. Voices. I crept through shadows. Phone flashlight dimmed. Then, Jack's voice. Muffled. I can't. She's pushing. The files. The shadowed man. Then kill the push. Or we kill the story. Your call. Harlan. My breath caught. Story? What story? A creak, my foot on a pipe. Silence fell. Who's there? Jack hissed. I bolted. Heart thunder. Out into the downpour. Soaked and shaking. Back in the car. The text came. Told you. Now run. Run? From what? Jack's plea. The man's threat. The life unraveling like cheap yarn. Home was sanctuary, kids giggling over mac and cheese. Oblivious. I tucked them in with stories of brave nights. But sleep evaded me again. Jack didn't come home. At midnight, my phone lit, his number. Voicemail.
Sarah.
It's bad. Meet me. Central Park. Bethesda Fountain. Dawn. Trap or truth? As rain drummed on, I weighed the scales, betrayal's weight against love's ghost. Dawn waited. unforgiving. Dawn broke bloody over Central Park. The sky a bruise blooming purple and gold. I arrived early. Thermos of coffee clutched like a lifeline. The bench by Bethesda fountain slick with dew. Angels loomed above the water. Winged judges in stone. Mocking my mortal mess. Jack was late, uncharacteristic for the man who scheduled shits around billable hours. My phone stayed silent. No taunts from the ghost texter. Nerves jangled. Every jogger was a suspect. Every rustle in the leaves a threat. At 6:15, he appeared, jogging path style. Sweats and hoodie, but his face was haggard. Eyes ringed black like a raccoon's. Sarah. He dropped beside me, breath ragged. You came. Don't flatter yourself. Talk. The fountain gurgled behind us, a watery veil to our whispers. He glanced around, paranoid, twitchy. The warehouse. You were there? I nodded, unyielding. Heard enough. Who's we? What's the story? He raked hands through hair gone gray at the temples. It started with the merger. Not just bribes, data. Insider trades. Algorithms stolen from a competitor. Tech firm. Billions at stake. I fenced it through the firm. But the buyer? They're ghosts. Cartel ties. Maybe Russian. They want silence. Silence. I scoffed. By framing me? Or screwing Lila to distract? Lila's nothing. A pawn.
He met my eyes. Raw.
You were the shield. Still are. Rage flared. Hot as the rising sun. Shield?
I'm collateral. Jack.
11 years. And I'm the fall guy. You think I wanted that? His voice cracked. The plea was mercy. Full trial? Prison for both. The kids. Stop with the kids, I hissed, gripping the bench till splinters bit palm. Your get-out-of-jail card. What's the endgame? They own you now. He nodded.
Grim.
Payments. Favors. Last night.
Le cirque?
Meet with the contact. Discreet drop, more files.
But you.
You upended it. Poor you. Sarcasm dripped. So.
What?
I back off. You confess the affair. We co-parent like civilized psychos. Better than war. He reached for my hand. I yanked away. Sarah.
Please.
I love. Don't. The word was a wall. Love's what you whisper in alleys. His phone buzzed, ignored. Then mine unknown. He's lying. Check the fountain. Fountain? I scanned the water. Ripples. Coins glinting. Something bobbed. A waterproof pouch. Taped under the lip. Heart pounding. I fished it out. Jack protesting. What the? Inside. Flash drive.
Note.
Full ledger. Names. Run.
Sarah.
Or join him. Jack's face ashen. Where'd you? Ghost in the machine. I plugged it into my phone, encrypted, but a preview app cracked it. Pages scrolled. Accounts. Transfers. Millions laundered through shell core. Names I recognized. Senators. A governor. And Jack's signature. Digital and damning. This is it. I breathed. The bomb. His panic crested. Delete it. They'll kill us.
Us.
I stood. Pouch in fist.
You mean you?
I was never in this. Footsteps crunched, two men. Suits ill-fitting over bulk. Approaching from the mall. Jack bolted up.
Shit. Go. Now.
I ran, path winding through oaks, leaves crunching underfoot. They pursued, grunts echoing. Bethesda faded, the ramble loomed, tangled and treacherous. I ducked behind a boulder, breath sawing.
Dialing Mia. Park. Suits.
Help.
On it.
Cops. Her voice steady. Lifeline.
No.
Evidence first. I pocketed the drive, circling back. Jack.
Gone.
Vanished like smoke.
Sirens wailed distant, Mia.
Bless her. The suits scattered, melting into the green. I emerged shaking.
Cops swarming. Mang?
Report.
Steiking. I light smooth.
X issues. They nodded. Sympathetic. Domestic drama. New York staple. Mia arrived in her Prius, scooping me up. Station or safe house?
Home.
Decrypt this. We sped uptown. Rain starting again. Wipers slashing like accusations. At my place, kids at school. Cleaner in, she brewed tea while I worked the drive on my laptop. Files bloomed, timelines, witnesses bought. A murder pinned on a patsy. One name repeated. Victor Kane.
Shadowy financier.
Whispers of mob ties. And a photo, Jack. Shaking hands with Kane.
Date?
2 months ago.
Post-affair start.
Son of a bitch, Mia muttered. He's in deep. Deeper than deep. The texter? Ally. Feeding me ammo. I texted. Kane? Why me? Reply. You were the key. He hid it in your name. Accounts. Divorce? You inherit the heat. My name? I cross-checked. Dummy core. Sarah Harlan LLCs. Dormant but loaded. Jack's brilliance. Frame the wife twice over. Fury solidified. He's flipping it on me. Again. Mia's eyes flashed. Then flip harder. Leak it. To who? Press? Feds? The dilemma nod. Truth's blade cuts both ways. Kids' faces swam. Innocent. Endangered. Afternoon blurred. School pickup. Playdates. Normalcy's mask. Jack texted. Safe? Meet tonight. Explain. I agreed. Neutral ground. The Met. Closing hours. Tourists milled as I waited in the Egyptian wing. Mummies staring judgment. He appeared.
Coat dripping.
Sarah. Save the sob story. I thrust the printout. My name on your sins? Creative. His denial crumbled fast. Insurance. If they came for me, it'd trace wrong. Wrong? To me. Voice echoed off sarcophagi. You're a monster. Survival. He stepped close. Desperate. Help me end it. Fake a transfer, blame Lila. She's clean, they'll buy it. Lila. The pawn elevated. Sacrifice her? Christ. Jack. Or us. His eyes pleaded. For the twins. Twist. Controversial call. Betray the mistress. Save the family? Or burn it all? Risk the innocence? Guards hovered distant. I wavered. One day. To think. He nodded, vanishing into the throng. Alone with the dead. I weighed souls, hers.
Meaning.
The texter buzzed. Don't trust. He's baiting. Baiting for what? As night cloaked the city, decision loomed, sharp as Anubis scale. The Met's marble chilled my bones long after Jack left, echoes of his plea bouncing like bad karma. I cabbed home through rush hour snarl, horns blaring, pedestrians jaywalking like they owned death. Mia waited with Thai takeout and a bottle of Pinot. Her apartment a cozy bunker of exposed brick and succulents.
Spill.
Warrior Queen. Over pad CEW. I dissected it. The ledgers. The setups. Jack's Hail Mary to pin it on Lila. He's devolving, I said. Chopsticks stabbing noodles. From denial to deflection. Mia's laugh was dark. Classic narcissist. Next, you'll be the villain in his therapy tales. She topped my glass. What's the move? Leak and lawyer up.
Leak.
The word tempted. A siren's call to justice. But the photo of Kane, cold eyes, scar bisecting lip, haunted. Men like him didn't fade. They fought dirty. Families as leverage. Not yet. Need proof he's flipping me. She nodded. Pragmatic. Pie? Or that texter?
Texter.
Risky. But intel gold. I fired off. Proof on the accounts? How'd you get it? Hours passed. Wine haze. Netflix flicker. Reply at 11:47 p.m. Hacked his cloud. XIT at firm. You deserve truth. Meet tomorrow. Noon. Washington Square Arch. XI. Lila? No, too green. Someone burned. Like me. Sleep came fitful. Dreams of fountains running red. Morning. School drop-off. Emma's hug lingering. Love you. Mommy. Guilt stabbed. Dragging them into shadows? Washington Square buzzed. Street performers juggling. NYU kids vaping philosophy. The arch loomed triumphal. Ironic for my defeat. At noon sharp, a woman approached, mid-40s. Sharp bob. Trench coat cinched like armor. Sarah? Who's asking? Ellen Ruiz. Jack's paralegal. 5 years. Her handshake was firm. Eyes weary. The texter. Relief flooded. Chased by caution. We walked, park paths leaf-strewn. Autumn crisp. Why now? She exhaled smoke from an e-cig, cherry. Cloying. Saw the ledger scraps. Connected dots. When he started the affair. Cover. Lila was bait. But you're the vault.
Vault.
My silence. Weaponized. The accounts in my name? Funnel. Washed money through your freelance LLC, editing gigs as cover. Divorce filing? It transfers tainted funds. IRS flags. You're cooked.
Bastard.
Layers on layers. Kane.
Humdled.
Excahibe Baiv. Runs a hedge fund front. Jack's in for 20 mil. Owes more. 20 mil. Our life. Bought on blood money. Proof. She handed a burner phone, screenshots. Timestamps. Enough for feds. But Kane's watching. Last night. Tails on your brownstone. Chills spidered. Kids. Safe. For now. Her gaze softened. I have a daughter.
Get out.
We parted at the fountain. Irony again. Her vanishing into the crowd. Back home. Paranoia peaked. Curtains twitched. Every shadow suspect. I called the school extra security. Pick up change. Then Jack. Mets off. My office. 7 p.m. His reply. Smart.
Come alone.
The firm occupied a glass tower in Midtown, all sleek lines and security cams. After hours, it was a ghost ship, fluorescents humming, desks abandoned. Jack's corner office, city view, leather throne. He waited,
Scotch in hand.
Ellen, he said flatly. No question. I locked the door. She's singing. Loud. His mask slipped fear, then fury. Traitor bitch. I gave her everything. Like you gave me? I tossed the burner on his desk. Files spilling digital. End it.
Confess to Cain.
Cut me loose. He laughed.
Bitter.
Cain? He'd bury us. No, we pivot. Blame Ellen. She handled the wires. Her? With a kid? Outrage surged. Your slime. Survival. He slammed the glass down, amber splashing. You. Me. The twins. Versus her? Math's easy. Controversy brewed. Sacrifice the side player. Preserve the core? Ellen's face worn. Resolute. Flashed.
No.
Fuck your math. I'm going public. His hand clamped my wrist hard, bruising. Don't. Please. Struggle. Lamp crashed. Papers flew. I need him. Broke free. Touch me again. Door burst. Security. Buzzed by who? Jack straightened.
Composed.
Misunderstanding. She's leaving. Escorted out. Humiliation burned. In the lobby, Ellen texted from the burner. Saw you. He's cornered. Feds a non-tip?
Feds.
Nuclear. But Cain's reach? I drove aimless Brooklyn Bridge. Lights smearing. Pulled over. Rain lashed. And hit send. Anonymous package to DOJ. Files attached.
Done.
Irreversible. Home. Dark. Empty. Kids with Mia, pretext sleepover. Jack's note on the counter. Gone to fix it. Protect them.
Sorry. Sorry.
Too late. Dawn 2. I crashed. Exhausted. Woke to chaos. Phones ringing. Mia pounding the door. News. Sarah. Turn on CNN. Screen. Breaking. High-profile embezzlement probe. Harlan and associates implicated. Jack's photo. Stone-faced. No mention of me.
Yet.
Relief warred with dread. Texter. Ellen. Tip landed. Cain scrambling. Then Jack. You did this? Me. We did. His reply war.
Then. War.
The word chilled. As sirens wailed distant raids, I armed myself, lawyer on speed dial. Go bag packed. Masks off. Mirrors cracked. Who was the villain now? The raid hit like a thunderclap. FBI vans screeching to the brownstone at 5 a.m. Floodlights carving shadows from sleep. Answered the door in PJs. Kids huddled behind, eyes wide as saucers. Mrs. Harlan, we need to talk. Agents swarmed, badges flashing, questions barraging. Your husband's involved in. I cut them off, calm as a cucumber. I know. Filed the tip. Gasps rippled, hero or snitch. They cuffed me anyway. Material witness. And the kids wailed as social services arrived. Mia rushing in like a hurricane. Take care of them, I yelled. Wrists zip-tied. Her nod was steel. Always. Interrogation room. Fluorescent hell. Coffee like motor oil. Suits grilled. Accounts in your name. Complicit.
No.
I slid the full drive across. Ellen's gift. My shield. Framed. Check the timestamps. Hours blurred. Lawyers summoned. Statements signed. By noon. Release. Cooperating witness. Outside. Press mobbed. Flashes popping. Mics thrusting. Sarah, did you know? Betrayal in the boardroom. I pushed through. Head high. Mia waited with the kids. Ice cream bribes melting in the sun. Emma clung. Mommy bad? I knelt. Heart shattering. Mommy's fixing it. Bug. Promise. We holed up at Mia's board games. Cartoons. Normalcy's fragile veil. But night fell heavy. Jack's face on every channel.
Perp walk chic.
Alleged embezzlement ring. Anchors intoned. No affair mention yet. My phone. New burner, Ellen. Kane's ghosting ops. Jack's talking. Deal for immunity. Immunity. The snake sheds skin.
Slithers on.
I paced Mia's fire escape. City sprawl mocking. Texter, now ally. But trust? Thin ice. Dawn 3. Summons to the DA. Glassbox office. Prosecutor a shark in pinstripes, Elena Vasquez. Your tip cracked it wide. Kane's in the wind. But Harlan. He's flipping. On me. Dread coiled. On everyone. Including you. She slid photos, me signing the plea. Old and damning. He claims you masterminded the LLCs. Liar. Bullshit. Check the hacks. We will. Her smile didn't reach eyes. But optics? Wife takes fall again. Or cuts a deal?
Deal.
Echo of Jack's pleas. What kind? Testify. Against him. Kane's network. Protection. WITSEC. New life. New life. Tempting erasure. Sarah 2.0. No ghosts. But kids? Them too. Negotiable.
She leaned in.
Clock's ticking. Kane doesn't forgive. I left reeling, subway to the park. Anonymity in crowds. Bench by the zoo. Seals barking judgment. Called Jack's lawyer, public defender stutter.
He's detained.
No calls. Then Ellen meet.
Urgent.
Diner off Times Square, greasy spoon. Tourists oblivious. She slid in.
Pale.
He's selling you out. Blaming the plea on coercion, your idea. My rage choked. That fucker. Worse. Kane's men hit my place last night. Daughter's safe. But tears welled. Run. Guilt crushed. I'm sorry. Don't. End it. She pushed an envelope, more files. Kane's ledger end, offshore kill switch.
Leak this.
Full exposure. Exposure. Climax loomed. Burn the empire. Ashes for all. I nodded. Hugging fierce. Thank you. Homebound. Decision crystallized. Press conference? No. Viral drop. Reddit. X. Everywhere. Anonymized. But pointed. The wife's truth. Drafted on the train. Betrayal's arc. From alley kiss to federal cage. Attached everything drives. Notes. The human cost. Hit post at midnight. From a VPN veil. Internet ignited. Harlan betrayal trended. Memes of Jack as Snake. Me as avenging angel. Comment split. Slay Queen versus. Snitch destroys family. Controversy brewed. Sides forming. Jack's response. Smuggled note via lawyer. You win. But Kane comes for you. Hide the kids.
Hide.
Panic surged. Mia packed them, Jersey ants.
Safe house vibe.
Go underground, she urged. I'll hold the fort. I vanished. Cheap motel queens. Cash only. Night 4. Fire alarms wailed. Arson?
No.
Just drills. But shadows moved, 2 figures.
Kane's?
I bolted. Heart gallop. Dawn 4. Ellen's call. Feds have Jack. Singing on Kane. But he's naming you last ditch. Last ditch. The twist coiled. Testify. Or disappear. Scales tipped. Family over fury. WITSEC briefing. Nondescript office. Handlers bland. New names. West Coast. Kids join post-trial. Trial. The gauntlet. Stand against Jack. Face his lies. The public's maw. Yes, I whispered.
In.
As ink dried on forms. The world shrank. Old life cremated. But victory? Pyrrhic.
Stained.
Ellen texted final. Free. For her.
Free.
Echoed hollow. Fires raged on screens. Firm crumbled. Kane hunted.
Me?
Phoenix or fool. Rising from my own blaze. Witsex Van whisked me to a safe house upstate. Adirondacks cabin. Pines whispering secrets. Lake Mirrorflat. Handlers, Agent Ruiz. No relation to Ellen, drilled protocols, no calls. No traces. Legend building like a spy novel. Sarah becomes Emily Carter, editor in Boise. Kids, Sophie and Max clean slate.
Clean.
The word mocked as I unpacked. Photo of the twins. Smuggled contraband. Jack's trial loomed. 3 weeks out. Manhattan Federal Court. Media circus primed. My testimony. Linchpin. The wife's word against the husband's web. Nights stretched. Fireplace crackle. Isolation gnawing. I journaled. First time since college. Pages filling with rage's residue. He kissed her in the alley. But I reserved the table. Now, I reserve the gavel. Ellen checked in via secure line. Kane's cornered, Mexico. Whispers. Firms folding. Partners pleading. Her voice warmed. Daughter asks about the brave lady. Tears pricked.
Tell her.
Auntie says hi. Alliance forged in fire. Unbreakable. Week 2, prep sessions. Prosecutors honing my edge. Vasquez flew up, steely, maternal. He'll attack, victim card. Gaslight the jury. She knew. She pushed. I'll gut him. Rehearsals brutal. Mock cross. Jack's lawyer simulated slick. Southern drawl echoing his. MS. Harlan. You signed the plea willingly? For love. Love. I'd snap. For survival. His. Meds helped sleep aids. Anxiety blockers. Dreams still clawed. Le Cirque's candles. Alley whispers. Fountain blood. Kids arrived mid-prep. Van delivered. Eyes huge in small faces. Mommy. Hugs crushed. Explanations simplified. Adventure time. New names. Secret mission. Emma, Sophie now frowned. Daddy bad guy? Worse, gray.
Daddy's sick.
We're helping him get better. Noah, Max nuzzled. I miss dinosaurs. Toys ordered. Routines built. Lake swims. Esmores, normalcy stitched from scraps. But Jack haunted, smuggled letters. Via channels. Sarah, Emily, fight fair. For them. Fair? I burn them. Ashes to the wind. Trial day, chopper to the city. Disguised wig. Glasses. Nerves electric. Courthouse. Frenzy. Protesters with signs. Justice for fraud. Cameras voracious. Inside. Wood-paneled gravity. Jury box expectant. Jack entered cuffed. Suit tailored. Eyes locking mine across the well. Defiance? Sorrow? Unreadable. Prosecution's case. Ledgers. Witnesses, Ellen Starr. Unflinching. He coerced. Framed her. Defense. Spin. Desperate man. Bad advice. Then me. Sworn in. Voice steady. MS. Carter. Vasquez began. Code name Shield. Walk us through the plea. Alley to warehouse. Affair to frame. Words poured.
Raw.
Jury leaned. Women nodding. Men shifting. Jack's gaze burned, pleading. Accusing. Cross, his lawyer pounced. You benefited. MS. Harlan.
House.
Lifestyle. On dirty money. Trapped, I countered. Silent partner in his prison.
Gasps.
And the tip? Revenge for an affair. Justice.
Pause.
Both.
Sensation.
Sidebar. Judge warning. But damage done. Jury split visible, debating glances. Recess, green room hell. Vasquez hugging. Nailed it. But Jack cornered me in hall. Guards lax. Why? Sarah? We could've. Could've what? Lied more. I shoved past. Your war. Your loss. Closing. Vasquez eviscerated. Betrayal's architects don't rebuild on victims' backs. Defense. Flawed man. Not monster. Deliberation. 2 days. Agony. Media split. Op-eds raging. Wife's vengeance or vindication? Podcasts pitted. Team Sarah versus. Protect the family. Verdict. Guilty. Embezzlement. Fraud. 20 years.
Kane extradited.
Empire dust. Courtroom erupted. Cheers.
Sobs.
Jack's eyes met mine broken. I'm sorry, mouthed. Too late.
Outside.
Mia waited, hug fierce. Proud. Kids, reunited. New life beckoned. But Twist whispered, as we boarded the van. A letter slipped into my pocket, Jack's. Final. You won.
But the money? Hidden.
For the kids. Follow the magnolias. Forgive?
G.
Magnolias. Our wedding flower. Hunt or haunt. Debate eternal. Redemption's ghost. Or greed's lure. Boise bloomed alien. Sagebrush flats. Mountains jagged teeth. Far from Manhattan's pulse. Emily Carter's life. Split-level rancher. Editing true crime from home. Sophie and Max in public school. Braces glinting. Handlers faded. Check-ins monthly. Freedom's leash long. But Jack's letter festered. Magnolias. A code or con. Nights. I'd wake sweating. His face in court. Sorry's echo. Forgiveness? A myth. Like forever. Months ground. Routine ossified. PTA meetings. Soccer sidelines. Normalcy's bomb. Mia visited. East Coast tales spice. X still buzzes. Sarah Strong cult. Your legend. Legend. Hollow crown. Ellen 2. Promotion at a new firm. Daughter thriving. Oh, you, she'd say. No, sisters and scars. Spring. Magnolia scent on the wind. Improbable in Idaho. Triggered. I dug old emails. Hidden folders from the drive. Their account. Buried deep, Carolina Bank. Wedding date passcode. 5 mil.
Cleanish.
Laundered through trusts. For the kids. His last play, tainted gift. Dilemma Claude, claim it. Risk flags.
Donate.
Anonymous virtue? Or burn? True closure? Sophie, Emma's ghost, caught me staring at the screen.
Mom?
Secret mission again. Hug. Just thinking. Bug. Decision brood. Road trip.
East.
Family history. I told handlers, approved. Cautious. Raleigh. Humid embrace. Magnolias heavy. The bank. Vault box.
Dusty.
Inside. Deed to a cabin, our honeymoon spot. Paid cash. Note. Hide here when it's safe. Build better. Love always, Jack. Always. The lie that lingered. Cabin, lakeside. Carolina pines. We summered canoes. Fireflies. Laughter healing cracks. Max unearthed fossils. Sophie sketched angels. One night. Fire crackling. I read them the letter, sanitized. Daddy's way of saying sorry. Emma nodded. Wise beyond. Can we forgive?
Could we?
Debate danced, his crimes unforgivable. Yet the man? Fractured. Human. No heroes. Only survivors. I wired the funds, scholarships. Anonymous.
Clean karma.
Fall returned, Boise calling, but changed. Jack wrote, penitentiary stationery, yearly. Proud of your strength. Twins, thriving? Replies sparse. Thawing slow. Not love, truce. Twists end, a call. Warden's voice. Harlan.
Cancer.
Stage 4. Requests visit. Choice go. Face the Reaper? Or ghost? Victory unchallenged? I went. Prison gray. Him frail, chemo gaunt. Eyes clear. Sarah. Jack. No Emily here. Truth's last stand. Thanks. For testifying. For them. The core. You broke us. I know. Cough racked. But you rebuilt. Stronger. Silence heavy. The money? Used well.
Smile faint.
Kid's future.
Nod.
Good. Departure. His hand. Thin. In mine. Forgive. Debate's crux. No tidy bow. Working on it.
Outside.
Air sweet. Magnolias distant. Back to Boise. Life unbroken. Revenge's arc. Not triumph. But tempering. Controversial close. Hero's grace. Or fool's mercy. Readers argue. I live it. The table reserved beside them. Best seat in hell. But heaven, earned in ashes, bloomed in forgiveness's fragile petal.